Hi everyone, it's me, Spring, the fiber enthusiast, and welcome to the channel. Today is a crochet stitch tutorial, and the stitch is called the waterfall stitch. I absolutely fell in love with this stitch. What a fun time making this. Oh my goodness. If you have ever done what's called the waterfall stitch, let me know down in the comments section. I would love to hear from you. I ran across this, I don't know, I was scrolling through something and a Pinterest ad or something came up, and I don't even use Pinterest, but yeah, I seen it and I thought, ooh, I need to learn how to do that. That is really, really neat. So I took up to learning it, and now I want to teach it to you guys because it is so awesome. So here is one sample of it. And I've got one row trickle down, 2 rows, and then 3 rows. And if I flip it over, you can see, without the tail there in the way, you can see that there is the same thing on both sides. You have color on both sides. Here is a second sample. This sample is done in a pale green and a white. And if I flip it over, you can see that it as well is color on both sides in the green area. Over the top of, you can see these really long chains. That's why I did it in such a pale color, so you could see these really, really long chains that it took to get to that point. So you work up the white section first. You do all the white, the chains and everything, every bit of it. And then you end up coming back and working over the top with your contrasting color. So I'm going to move that up a little bit and move these in. Here are some starter sample swatches of what you would be working on. This is just a simple, for instance, we have 3 blocks in a row here. This one has 2 blocks, and then this is 1 block. And how many ever chains you skip over, or how many ever stitches you skip over, is how many chains. If you've done filet crochet, making these filet squares will be very, very easy for you to work up. Here is another sample with several, let me move that out of the way, with several different squares and stacked right on top of each other, which is the name of the game, to work over. So what you're going to want to do is have 2 colors, a contrasting color combo. You're also going to need either a Tunisian Afghan hook, preferably a solid hook, not a cabled hook, because we are working down all of the stitches, all of those chains, we're working down, and all those stitches are on our hook. So you're going to need at least, bare minimum, depending on how many blocks you decide to, how many rows of blocks you decide to work up, will depend on what hooks, you know, what kind of hook you would need. For this, I was able to do it with a standard aluminum hook. For your sample swatch, I would do 21 stitches, so 21 double crochets. If you do foundation double crochet, you can go ahead and do that, and then just start your blocks on the row up, the next row. If you do it from a chain, you're going to want to chain 23, I think it was. Yes. I chained a total of 23 chains, and I double crocheted into the 3rd chain from the hook, and then crocheted 1 double crochet into the next stitch, chain 1, skip 1, and 1 double crochet into the remaining stitches, the remaining chain stitches. Then I double crocheted back, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I double crocheted 10 stitches, and then I chained 2 and skipped 2. Then I double crocheted into the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches, chained 1, skipped 1, and double crocheted into each of the last 3 stitches. Chain 3, turn my work, 1 double crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, chain 1, skip 1, and 1 double crochet into the next 5 stitches. Chain 2, skip 2, and 1 double crochet into the next 5 stitches. Chained 3, skipped 3, and 1 double crochet into the last 2 stitches. And that was the complete for this part of the waterfall. So you're just creating these blocks. If you want to make several rows like this swatch here with a lot of blocks, that's okay too. You're more than welcome to do so. If you just want to do a couple of rows with a couple of blocks like that there, that's okay too. I'm just giving you the information that I have for the swatch that I'm going to be working on. I also will put that information down in the description box as to how many double crochets for each of the rows. All right, so now I'm going to get my contrasting color here, which is a mainstay variegated like this. Okay, so we're going to start in this very first double crochet. Now you can do this however you wish. I'm going to start with a double crochet. So I'm going to place a slip knot on my hook, and I'm going to grab my fabric here, and I'm going to yarn over and insert my hook into that very first stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop. I'm holding all of that with my finger, yarning over, pulling through 2, and then yarning over and going through the last 2. And that's my first double crochet. Now I'm going to place a double crochet into my next stitch, and we will begin the waterfall stitch now. I will zoom in so that way you can see nice and close. Okay, so we have our chain, and that is a chain of 3. We also have 3 stitches down here. That's where we're working, is into those stitches. But in the meantime, we're going to be working over our chain. We're going to be creating a double crochet around that chain. So you're going to yarn over, put your hook into your square there, and then yarn over twice. Scoot that down, and now we're going to go into the very first skipped stitch. And sometimes you turn your work over and it makes it easier. See how that's sitting? See how everything is sitting? Now you're going to yarn over, pull a loop up, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, plus your chain. So your chain slips over with the last 2 loops that you just went through. And then you're going to double crochet. Yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2 more. All right, we're going to do that a couple more times here. This is for going over 1 chain. So I'm going to zoom out just a hair more. All right, so we yarn over first, insert your hook into the square, turn your work sideways or on its back, yarn over twice, go into your next stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop. Yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through 2 loops, and slip your chain over the top with those 2 loops. And then double crochet, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. Let's do that one more time. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over twice, turn your work so that way you can see the back side of it, go into the next available stitch, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2 and your chain, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2. And this is what you have. We have worked all 3 of those stitches and over our chain. Then you're just going to double crochet, 1 double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches till you reach your next block. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to go over and do 2 chains. So each time we do this, we're going to add another chain to make stitches over. So now we're going to do the same thing. Yarn over, insert your hook into the first square. Yarn over twice and bring your hook down and back through. Let's see if I can turn the work over so that way you can see a little better. If you do turn your work over, it makes it so much easier to pick these chains up. So I've yarn over, inserted my hook, and now I have yarn over twice. I'm going to go under that next chain, the second chain, and yarn over twice more. See, this is why it's imperative to have a long hook that is not ergonomic. Okay, so I've got yarn over twice. I need to go to my next available stitch, the first one that's skipped. Insert my hook, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, go through 2 more, and slip that chain. Yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, go through 2, and slip your chain. And then double crochet. We're going to do that one more time together here on the 2 chains. Yarn over, insert your hook into the first square, turn your work so that way you can see the back of it. Yarn over twice, pick up your next chain, yarn over twice, and go into your next stitch. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and slip your chain off your hook there because it's all sitting on your hook. Yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and slip the chain off, and then double crochet. 1, 2. All right, now you're going to place 1 double crochet into each of the next 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're going to be working over the top of 3 chains, and we're going to be working into a chain instead of a stitch. Okay, so once again, we start and work it exactly as we have been. Yarn over, insert your hook into that first block, flip your work over so you can see your chains in the back. Yarn over 1, 2, pick up your next chain. Yarn over 1, 2, pick up your next chain. Yarn over 1, 2, and now we're going to go into the chain. So your stitch would read in a pattern that you would be going a W, how many ever waterfall stitches you make, which in this case is 1, 2, and 3. So it would say W3CH, which means into this chain down here. So that's what I'm working into, is the chain. Yarn over, pull up a loop, and then we repeat our back pass, if you will. Yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2 more, and slip that chain. Yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and slip that chain over. Yarn over, go through 2, yarn over, go through 2, and that chain got slipped off, and now we double crochet 1 and 2. And then I'm just going to place 1 double crochet in the remaining 3 stitches. And 3. So here we have where we went over 1 chain, 2 chain, and 3 chains. This was our 1, 2, and 3. And now I'll turn it over so you can see the back of it. And you see it exactly as the front. Just like that. This is such a fun stitch to do. I'm going to go ahead and cut away from this and just go over this other one really quick. A little bit faster speed. So I have this one here, which has several different squares on it. I'm just going to go ahead and work the first row. All right, I've got the first 3 double crochets. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fillet squares to go through. So I'm going to yarn over, go into my first one, flip my work over, yarn over twice, pick up my next chain. Yarn over twice, pick up my next chain. Yarn over twice, pick up my next chain. Yarn over twice, pick up my next chain, yarn over twice, and go into the stitch. So that would be W5ST if you were looking at a pattern. So I'm going to yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through 2 loops, and the chain gets added. Again, yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through 2 loops, and that chain gets added to that. Yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through 2 loops and the chain. Yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through 2 loops and the chain. Yarn over, go through 2 loops, yarn over, go through 2 loops and the chain, and the final stitch is a double crochet. So that is 5 waterfall stitches. Now, the longer the chain, the more waterfall stitches you do back to back, the more they can slide on your chains like this. So when you are working them, you have to adjust them as you're working along. And then when you finish the project, you will most definitely have to adjust, you know, all your stitches so that way they are not all bunched together on one side. It is a little time consuming doing that, but it is a lot of fun. I really enjoy this technique and hope to be making something with it very soon. I've already started. I just have had to put it away for a little while. My hands have been bothering me. But that is multiple different ways of doing the waterfall stitch. As far as you can do over 1 chain, 2 chains, 3 chains, 5 chains, 12 chains, however you want to work it is up to you. I just wanted to show you a swatch and how to work up the waterfall stitch. Be blessed, be a blessing, and until next time, bye for now.